We're driving on the Mescalero Apache Reservation, or we're going through it, going to Tularosa and then Alamogordo. Why? Because I'm going to get me a pizza. But you know, the crazy thing about it is at 3 cents a mile, it's like 70 miles over there and 70 miles back. Cost me, let's see, $4.20 approximately in electricity in my electric vehicle, my Chevy Bolt 2022 2LT, and we're cruising along at 55 miles an hour, and that just happens to be the speed limit, or it was. So yeah, beautiful drive here. That's why I'm doing this video. I don't really have a topic unless something comes up here, which you never know. But it's a good 4-lane highway. Beautiful forest on both sides of the road in the mountains, and we've already passed the entrance to the Inn of the Mountain Gods going, I guess this is west, maybe, or is this southeast? Probably southeast. But whatever, we're going towards Tularosa on Highway 70. And I've got the towel on the dash, so yeah, I could have gone around through Cloudcroft. You know, right up here you can turn to go to Cloudcroft. So it's a little further out. But yeah, I could have done that, but I don't want to get a Dave's BLT today. I just want to take a little cruise. It says elevation 7,591 feet right here. Temperature 70 degrees, approximately 10 a.m. Nice day. June something. First week of June, I'll say that. I could have just sat at home and watched the wind blow through the trees, but I thought, well, let's do something a little different this morning. Let's go over to Alamogordo and get us a pizza. Oven-fired pizza. Also, I'll mention this too, for those of you that have Class C and Class A motorhomes, just a note, I mean, I've had mine worked on. I have a Class C motorhome. It's a Thor 4 Winds 2020, whatever it is. Yeah, Thor 4 Winds, yeah. But anyway, whatever. It's still covered under warranty, the Chevrolet chassis and engine and all that stuff. But, whenever you call in to schedule an appointment, you know, and you tell them you've got a Chevy Express 3500, which it is, it's on that chassis, then, you know, if you need to go ahead and tell them it's a Class C motorhome. Because some of them, you know, if they can't get it in the bays, then they won't work on it. And that's true. I got, it's been worked on one time under warranty in Marble Falls, Texas, and that was for a little electrical issue. One of the right blinker light didn't work, and I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, they did. They figured it out for me. But now what I want to do, since I've got the check engine light on my house, my Class C motorhome, and every now and then this thing comes on that says, check stabilization, and you know, I don't know anything about those lights, and I've read the manual, and it says, you know, basically just ignore it until it blows up. And so anyway, I made an appointment for June the 14th in Roswell. I thought about getting an appointment in Ruidoso, since it's like 35-40 miles closer, and I don't know why I didn't. I'm going to check. For some reason, I just thought the dealership in Roswell would be a bigger dealership, and I'd have a better chance of getting all the stuff fixed in one day, because I'll just have to wait on it. I'll be in the RV reading a book or whatever. This is where you turn to go to Cloudcroft. Anyway, yeah, but I also need to get the filler neck still is an issue. Filling it up with gasoline is really slow, and it also has a little drip there right where it connects to the gas tank. That's not good, and so all that's covered under warranty, or at least that's what they told me in Roswell. So I'll probably stick to that appointment, and because they didn't give me any negative feedback about it being a Class C. I told them it was a Class C on a Chevy 3500 chassis, a 6-liter engine, 15,500 miles, and they said fine, bring it on in June the 14th. So I'll do that, and yeah, it'll be a nice drive over to Roswell, and there might be something I need to check out when I'm there. I might, just for the hell of it, I might check on, well, I can't now. I was going to check on the mobile home, but I can't now. I got a cover. Well, it'd probably fit under there. I don't think, you could probably get one that's less than 12 feet tall. Would I? No. Why would I go look at one? Just to have something to do. But we're going down the mountain, run boy run. Now we go down the hill all the way to Tularosa. Then it kind of flattens out. We go left over to Alamogordo. But once you get to Tularosa, you're only about 10 miles from Alamogordo. Whenever you basically are driving through the suburbs of Alamogordo going on to town. But I'm going to go to 10th Street and go to Lowe's, that really nice Lowe's grocery store, and they have a great deli there too. I'm going to check out some of that stuff, and since it's like again say $5 round numbers for the energy and the vehicle to go there and back, it's worth the trip because I can save enough buying items to pay for the cost of the trip. Particularly if I bought beer and wine. I don't really need it, but if they have a deal. I've been told that Budweiser prices are really down because they're trying to recoup the market share they lost with their little political trick or whatever they did. I don't know what happened, but I think it's silly. But we live in a silly world, as you know. Isn't this a pretty drive, though? Yeah, if you want to take a pretty drive, yeah, from Ruidoso driving over to Tularosa is really nice. And if I see a place, there was a place I was going to buy a place everywhere, I have to tell you. But there was a mobile home on the way to Tularosa down this highway. It was about, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles out of Tularosa, up on a hill all by itself. Had a water well, power, and all that stuff. And first, I had a hard time getting a hold of the owner, but I think at that time they only wanted like $35,000 for it, and I thought, well, hell, the view alone is worth $35,000. But once I contacted them and got the price, then I called back and left messages. I was interested, give me a call. Never heard back. They never. I guess they sold it, but if somebody would have called me back, at least I'd had the courtesy to call back and say, look, man, I've sold it, and so you can forget about this dream, But yeah, it was really pretty, but it wasn't, it had a downside because it wasn't too far from this highway right here. It was about maybe, less than a quarter mile to the left of the highway here. And is this a really busy highway? I don't know, judge for yourself, I don't think it is. I was really interested. The reason, of course, I was interested in it because it had an awesome 360-degree view, and the weather there year-round would have been pretty good. That thing told me I was going too fast. How can I be going too fast? I'm only going 43. Well, we'll see. I don't know what the speed limit is. There's the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Mescalero tribal offices there on the right, and a hospital. Now, they got a beautiful reservation, and the buildings are all fairly new, I guess because of the revenue generated by their casino. They do pretty good. I'm always surprised by the number of people that gamble. Like Las Vegas and places in Mississippi, and even in Texas. We got a few casinos, and yeah, I thought, they say a fool and his money are soon parted, but I have no gambling addiction at all. There's gasoline there on the reservation right here for $3.05 a gallon. Diesel's $3.29. Yeah, that's about 50 cents a gallon cheaper than Ruidoso. Well, there's no tax. There's no federal tax. I haven't seen a speed limit sign yet, but I'm going 45 just in case. There's a lot of old historical buildings in here. Not buildings, but there's just a lot of history here, because this is where they resided when they were doing their raids into Texas and Oklahoma. They'd go in and into Mexico. They'd go down into Mexico and do a raid and gather up a bunch of stuff and a bunch of prisoners and make slaves out of them. And yeah, that was good business, and steal horses and stuff. But this was their base of operations. I don't know what the population is here, but it seems to me a large reservation. That'd be interesting. Oh, I live out on the res. Well, it's actually has its own laws and law enforcement. It's like almost a foreign country. You're crossing through it. They have their own rules. Of course, the federales can go on their property and or the FBI and investigate things that usually end up with a negative outcome. But I do enjoy this drive, and that's one of the other reasons that I decided to do it. I thought, well, it's a beautiful drive, and it'll take the core of the day to do it. And by the time I get back home, be time to, I don't know, shut her down. I'll be back before beer 30. You got to know that. We've been coming down the mountain, and I've gained about 10 miles of range coming down the mountain, but when I come back, of course, I'll give it all back. If you're ever on an Indian reservation, it's always tempting to go driving around in some of the back roads and stuff and take pictures and do videos and stuff. I don't think that's a real good idea, because I don't think they like that. They have some sacred places that they don't want filmed and stuff. Because I did one on a reservation near Cochiti. It wasn't a Cochiti, it was another one nearby. And they sent me an email and said, they'd appreciate it if I'd take that video down, which I did. Because it wasn't intentional. What it was is I was driving in one section of about a minute. One of their sacred sites was in the video, and so I took it out. Or I took it off YouTube. Now we get into the desert part. The pine trees disappear and we get into juniper or cedar, some cottonwoods. There are a few aspen back behind us. I don't think that's aspen. It looks cottonwood. But I do enjoy this drive, and would I live over here? You know, there is a little grocery store in Tularosa. Tularosa is not a bad little town to live in. Year-round climate's not too bad. It's warmer in the summer than Capitan, but it's also warmer in the winter, you know. And so, yeah, it's got a pretty good year-round climate. So does Alamogordo. And of course, Alamogordo is large enough to have all the shopping and medical facilities that you need, I think. Isn't this pretty though? I just really dig this, you know what I mean? This is an exciting day for me, guys. This is called No Gal Canyon. There's a little community off to the left. Let's see, is this it right here? Bent, yeah, B-E-N-T, Bent, New Mexico. And as I recall, I think they've got a RV park down in there. It's kind of down in the valley off to the left. Catchy name, Bent, B-E-N-T. Yeah, there's a sign. So you go turn left right here, go to the RV park. I haven't seen that place that I was thinking about, mobile home. I just happened to see the sign. It was a poorly made sign by an individual, and as I was coming from Tularosa going towards Alamogordo, that's when I saw it. But as you can see straight ahead, see, that's White Sands. In White Sands National Monument. And isn't that pretty? I mean, it's that strip, the far background there, that white strip that you can barely see. I would zoom it, but it just magnifies the shaking stuff. That's an interesting place. It's gypsum, and somehow it got trapped in there when the sea dried up, and so it's really pretty though. But if you ever go there, wear sunglasses because it's really bright. We'll go a little further, guys. Why? Because I don't have anything else to do, and this is another one of my softball videos. And for those of you that endure these, pat yourself on the back. I used to stop at those little historical markers and read them. Some of them are pretty interesting, but some of them are, you know, I don't know, I guess it's some of the wealthy families that want to have their history remembered, and so they get their names on those historical markers. It's not much news in there. I mean, it's just a story. Temperature outside right now shows to be 78 degrees, and of course I got the AC on, set at 72. It doesn't. The air conditioner doesn't use hardly any electricity in the EV, even though it is electric. The name of that road there was Gato Mountain. Gato means cat in Spanish. I don't know if we're still on the res or not here. let this go a couple of more minutes just for the fun of the video, but you can see how things have changed since the beginning of the video around Ruidoso in the Lincoln National Forest in the mountains, and now we come out into basically the high desert of New Mexico, White Sands National Monument straight ahead, and then of course near that White Sands is also Holloman Air Force Base, and yeah, but you know, all this stuff is going to drones now. You know, what you hear being flown around here now, a lot of it is drones. I'm steady looking for that place that I thought was so magnificent. But it was. You see those little hills on the left, those little mounds or whatever? It was up right on top of one of those. Probably windy as hell. But it'd been there for years. Yeah, the owner sounded pretty anxious to sell it. He never called back. Maybe he died. I don't know. Yeah, I like this right here, guys. I can do this. I can do this. Just cruising down the highway. Well, maybe this will take the itch out of my brain, because I've been itching lately to go somewhere. But you know, again, where do I go, man? It's state park. I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me. I've got so much privacy where I am. Can walk to the grocery store and all that stuff, and I've just gotten a little older, and I'm not the adventure of going to a state park or particularly boondocking, because kind of got up and went. Is that bad? No, ain't no good or bad about it. It's just the way it is. I looked at land around Tularosa. Not too bad. They got some places out on the edge of town that are, you know, acreage tracts that you'd have to get water and stuff. They're not too expensive. They're pretty. Yeah, that's a fair deal. But by the time you get water and stuff in there, you'd be in it pretty deep. There's a mobile home on the left, but that ain't it. We're getting close, though. Well, guys, I'm going to end this video once we pass this little hill here on the left, because for some reason I thought that's where it was right in here, and ain't nothing there now. Ain't there. Not even a gate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from Highway 70 headed towards Tularosa, New Mexico, here comes a 1955 Chevrolet, two-door hardtop. My brother had a 1955 Chevrolet many years ago that was one of the fastest cars in Kennedy, Texas. 283 Chevy, 3-speed column shift. That's it right there. Yep. He could outrun anything in town. But be that as it may, from Highway 70 near Tularosa, New Mexico, going to Alamogordo to get me a oven pizza, or what, brick oven pizza. This is Rusty 78609, just excited, got chills. I'm so excited. This is a big deal, isn't it? But be that as it may, temperature shows to be 81 now. Yeah, it's been warming up all the way down the mountain here. But anyway, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? It doesn't cost you a penny. Just go there using the link and then buy whatever you choose. What else? Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, take deep breaths, stand guard at the door of your mind. It's your mind. Keep out the negativity. You'll sure sleep better. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to enjoy the drive. I got me a Diet Dr. Pepper and some dark chocolate almonds, and I'm fixing to pig out. Enjoy your life, guys, the best way you can. Bye-bye.